Self-regulated learning is for pupils to be able to make their own goals, follow their learning, and reflect on their learning. So it is about the motivation, it's about the cognition, it's about the metacognition during the learning. I think it is important to understand that the self-regulated learning is a kind of a process, not just some simple task or assignments. It's more of giving structure for one lesson. So I think the idea is that also pupils understand at the beginning of the lesson what I am supposed to learn during this lesson. And as the lesson goes on, they kind of monitor and self-evaluate. Am I progressing to understand and attain my goal? And at the end of the lesson, some kind of reflection or self-evaluation and going back to the goals, how I managed to get those goals, or did I? And what shall I do next time different to get more closer to the goals? Or was something I did so good that it helped me to get those goals? Giving a structure to the lesson you are keeping in the classroom. So at the beginning, make sure that also pupils understand what are the goals of this lesson. And at the end, that they reflect on how did they attain their goals. I think that is something that helps pupils to understand they are the ones who are responsible for their own learning, not the teacher and not anything materials or something like that, but they are themselves the ones who are making their learning to work. The teacher isn't controlling everything in the classroom, like giving freedom, some kind of small by small, step by step, also for the pupils to make their own decisions concerning their learning is very important. When I start generally in 5th grade practicing the self-regulated learning skills, the students are, for example, able to kind of think whether we are doing like math at the classroom, so they can choose on which level their goal is. Are they going to, is good enough for them, or do they want higher grades? So they are able, and they also need to kind of make their own goals for learning. My learning story is about 2 diverse study modules which were implemented in primary school in classes 5 and 6. And the idea was to support self-regulated learning in primary school in digital or digitally enhanced learning processes. The first was about space, and the second one was about sustainable development. But what was different in these 2 study modules was that the first one was very kind of an individual learning. It was like based on those MOOC style, different kind of processes. And the second one was a collaborative and mostly process-based and open-ended learning process. And we wanted to see how we could support pupils' self-regulated learning in these 2 diverse learning processes through learning analytics and through the design of the study module. In digital learning environments, generally pupils need a lot of self-regulated learning skills because it's like an open environment. And there are many possibilities you can do when you are with your tablet or your computer. So they need those skills. And that's why there also needs to be kind of those scaffolds built in those learning management system, especially the pupils who are struggling with their self-regulated learning skills, perhaps need even kind of external instructions on how to learn to regulate their learning and understand their learning and think about their learning.